All right, so I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's get straight into it. So coming in at number one is you're going to need a good camera. So a camera is one of those things that I feel like a lot of beginners can kind of overthink and just obsess over, which camera, or I need the best camera. But honestly, just starting out, you do not need the best camera. And I don't even recommend getting a very expensive camera. And that's because they have a lot of cheaper options and even crop sensor cameras versus full frame. Those cameras are really good, and as a beginner, I think that's the perfect camera to start out with, and you could always upgrade over time. So me personally, I started out with the Sony a6000 and I just upgraded over time. And that camera did a lot of good work for me. And you also have cameras out here like the Sony a6300. You also have the a6600. So these are crop sensor cameras that I feel like are really good cameras, and a lot of professional shooters use these cameras. And also, you do not have to go full frame. So don't think you have to go out here and spend the money on a full frame camera. And before I get into number two, all the gear and different things that I'm going to talk about in this video, I'm going to have all those links down below in the description if you want to check out or buy any of this stuff. All right, so coming in at number two is you want a quality lens. So this is another thing. It can be tricky to figure out what type of lens to get when you're just starting out. It's a lot of different options. And I remember, me buying my first lens, I had no idea what to get. Should I get a longer focal length, something more wide? And I ended up making a lot of mistakes and buying a lot of different stuff that I didn't need, and I ended up selling a lot of my lenses. For all the beginners out there, you pretty much have two different types of lenses. You have zoom lenses and you also have prime lenses. And you'll see a lot of photographers say go the prime lens route, but do not sleep on zoom lenses. Zoom lenses are really good, and they're also pretty convenient because it's like having multiple lenses in one. So when you're buying your lens, something really important to think about is what type of photography you're going to be doing. Now, I know this can be tricky if you're just starting out because you're, trying to figure out what you want to do, but this can really help you with your purchase so you don't end up buying stuff that you don't need. So my recommendation for a first lens, I think, is to go the prime lens route. So I would say, probably like a 35, a 50, or a 85. I think you can't go wrong with any of those lenses, and you can pretty much shoot anything with those types of lenses. And I will also look for something with a big aperture like a 1.4 or 1.8. Even a 2.8 I feel like is pretty good. So with a aperture like this, you're going to be able to let a lot of light into the scene with your lens. And you'll also be able to shoot in low light conditions because you have that big aperture to bring in a lot of light with your lens. All right, y'all, so coming in at number three is you're going to want a good editing software. So first off, do not be that photographer that's out here delivering unedited photos. That is a huge no. So do not skip over this. This is something that is a must have, I feel like, especially if you want to stand out and just deliver high quality work. You're going to have to edit your photos. And, in a lot of situations, you're going to have things that you need to remove. You may have to up the exposure and change different things. So, this is just something that I feel like you have to have. I know a lot of you may be looking for free options. I don't know many free options or just any I could think of off the top of my head, but if I do find some, I will link those in the description. But personally, I use Lightroom and Photoshop. Now, Photoshop is mainly used more so for just photo manipulation and removing certain things and stuff like that. So I don't think it's something that you necessarily need when you're just starting out, but Lightroom is more so for just basic, photo editing. I feel like it's easy to learn, way easier to learn versus learning Photoshop. So I feel like as a beginner that's just starting out, you cannot go wrong with getting Lightroom for your photo editing. Now, keep in mind that you do have to pay for these. It's not crazy expensive, especially once you start booking a good amount of shoots. It's not something that's hard to pay for, but I feel like it is well worth it just for, making your photos look good. And like I said, it's something that you need. So, when it comes to stuff like that, I really don't look at the price because it's just something that you have to have. All right, so coming in at number four is external hard drives. And when it comes to hard drives, you're gonna need these to save your photos and just back up your images. Now, I made the mistake when I first started out of not, investing in big hard drives like I have now. So I was saving all of my photos to my computer. And what this does is it's going to slow down your computer. So pretty much this is what the hard drives are for, to just store all of your files. And even if you get into video and stuff like that, you can save all this stuff on your hard drives and keep that space off your computer so it doesn't slow down your computer and mess up the performance of your computer. My recommendations when it comes to hard drives is, first off, you're gonna want multiple hard drives. So I do this because You don't want to save everything to one hard drive and then something happens to that hard drive and you've lost everything. So if you have 2 hard drives, you have 2 spots, or even if you have 3 hard drives, you have all your photos and all your files backed up on multiple hard drives, just in case anything happens, so you have those extra hard drives to lean on. The hard drives that I use are Lacey and WD Passport. So these hard drives have never failed me. So if you're just kind of looking for a brand and you have no idea on what to get, I would recommend checking out those brands as far as hard drives. Right, so let's keep it going. So coming in at number 5 is you want a quality website. For people who have been watching my channel for a while, y'all know how I feel about websites. This is something that you cannot skip over. If you're trying to make a lot of money, you're trying to be successful at this, you want a legit photography business, you need to invest in a quality website. So just 2 quick reasons why you need a website. First off, this is just going to help you show off your work, and it's a place where you could send potential clients to just show your overall business and what you have to offer. So the second reason why you need one is it's going to help you get found in search. So Google, which is the world's largest search engine, if you have a website and your SEO is good, which I recommend hiring somebody for this, then your website is going to show on Google when people are searching for the services in your area. So as you can see, this helps with visibility and just helping you get found by potential clients, which is what you want as a photographer. So just a couple of quick recommendations when it comes to websites. First off, you want to think of what kind of template you want. So they have a lot of free templates when it comes to websites, but I found those just don't look, good really. So you want to invest in something and pay a little bit more money to get something that looks very nice, clean, and professional. Personally, I use Flow Themes and they have beautiful websites. I actually have 2 websites that I got, 2 website templates that I got from Flow Themes. So if you want a nice, sleek, just beautiful professional website, I highly recommend checking out Flow Themes, and I'll have them linked in the description below if you want to check them out. And when it comes to hosting your site, you need a place to actually host your site. I recommend WordPress, and that's what I use. I've never had any issues with that. And I've never used Squarespace, but I've heard a lot of good things about Squarespace. So I don't think you could go wrong with choosing one of those. All right, so coming in at number 6 is you want a online gallery software. With a software like this, it's pretty much something you can use to deliver your photos to your clients. Now, you can do this in other ways. And when we first started out, we would just send them all through, regular email. And I remember the file sizes being too big and all types of stuff. It was just a headache. So after that, and we did a little research, we invested in Shootproof. So hands down, Shootproof is amazing. And it has literally been a game changer for our business. I'll talk about it in a lot of our videos. And that's because I love it. And I think it can help any photographer that's starting a business. I'm not going to get into this too much. I also have a lot of videos talking about that. I'll link one up here and some in the description. But with Shootproof, you can do a lot of different things just besides delivering your photos. You can send contracts, invoices, you can do email marketing, sell prints and products. So as you can see, overall, this is going to help you run your business, and you can do a lot of different things. So even if you're just starting out like a new photographer, I don't think it's, overkill to invest in something like this, because I think it's great to have, something professional and nice to deliver your photos in and to sell prints and products when you're just starting out. That's going to help your brand, just from the beginning of your career, which I think is very smart. So if you want to check out Shootproof, I'll have that link in the description below. All right, so coming in at number 7 is you want a flash. Now, this is something that I think is very important. Even if you're just a natural light photographer, you're going to be put in a situation where you're probably going to need a flash. So I think it's smart from the beginning of your career, when you're just starting, to just go ahead and invest in a flash. Don't want to get into this too much. I talk about this a lot on my channel. I recommend checking out my off-camera flash series, and I'll link a video up here where I talk about a lot of different flash photography gear that you might want to check out. I recommend just starting out with a basic speed light. And the thing about flashes and just speed lights, they aren't like crazy expensive, and they do have some cheaper options that are really good. Some good brands out there. I think Newer, I think it's pronounced Newer or something like that. They have some speed lights. Godox is another good brand. I use a lot of Godox products. So if you're thinking of some brands to look into, I recommend those too. All right, so coming in at number 8 is you want a business account. So a huge mistake that you do not want to make is mixing all of your photography and all the money that you're getting with your personal account. Now, the reason why is you want to separate the business and all those expenses and all that stuff from your personal stuff. Because if you don't, when it comes tax time and just, you know, just kind of going over your stuff, you're just going to get a headache because it's mixed in with all your personal stuff. So it's smart to just have a business account so you have all your business stuff in one place. So there are lots of business accounts that you can open online. Personally, I use Nova Bank. So this is all online. So I've had a pretty good experience with them. So I recommend checking them out. All right, so coming in at number 9 is you want to create a business structure. So I'm going to try to keep this simple for the beginners out there. So this is pretty much just becoming legal with your business. So you have different structures that you can start with your business. Now, I'm not a legal professional. I'm just telling you some basics that I know about. I do not know everything when it comes to this stuff, but I do have some basic knowledge. But I recommend talking to a legal professional to help you out with stuff like this. So like I was saying, you have lots of different structures, but 2 that I know about that are pretty common when it comes to photography businesses are sole proprietor and also LLCs. So personally, we are a LLC, and I know a lot of people have questions about how do you start an LLC. And honestly, it's not really that hard, but the thing with this is it varies by state, so I can't really tell you exactly what you have to do in your state. But pretty much what I did for my business is I just searched online how to start an LLC in Texas, and pretty much I had to fill out a form. And I think you have to pay a one-time fee. I think it was $200 and something, or it was like $300. So you have to pay that to start, and then you just send off the paper, and then you get your LLC back in the mail. All right, so the last thing on my list is you want insurance for your business. Now, this is something else that is very important, and don't think that you do not need insurance. You know, when you're dealing with people can get hurt or trip over gear, or maybe you could break some of your gear. So that's where insurance really comes in handy. So types of insurance to keep in mind is general liability, which will protect your assets, and also gear insurance to protect your gear just in case you have an accident or break some of your gear. So the insurance we use is PPA, and they're really good. I think we pay about $26, $27 per month. And they also have a lot of cool resources. If you become a PPA member, they have like contracts, different templates, different classes you can take to learn about marketing and different stuff like that, contests you can enter. So with PPA, when you become a member, you have a lot of different cool things that you can tap into. If you're a beginner photographer who's trying to start a business, or maybe you just started your business and you feel lost and it's just a lot you don't know when it comes to marketing, getting clients, learning about pricing, as you can see, it's a lot of different things you have to learn. I recommend you check out my photography business starter kit. So I cover a lot of different business basics, like how to get clients, photography pricing, how to start a website step-by-step. So I cover things like that with my digital product. So if you're interested in something like that, I will have the link down below in the description if you want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I post content just like this for beginner photographers just like you every single week. And I will see y'all in my next video.